keeping it solid and just being honest. You ain't gotta like me, but gotta respect me, make it. Boy, if you ain't talking paper, I tell Shorty spin around and watch it. Every time I hit the stage, I make it. Yeah.
This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and this is the scene at sold-out Everbank Stadium in downtown Jacksonville. Coming up, divisional round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. First of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. But right away, they'll change the look. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
18 runner, 18 runner.
Back to throw. And Cook has it left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Already know how it go. Already know I got shit on go. Money calling, gotta go. You gotta go if you play or you troll. Precious on the globe.
Seven Pirates, 7 to 60, 10 to 60, 65, 79.
Looking to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. It's complete to Cook. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 34-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
34-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 34. Back to throw again. He's got his man in stride, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Pioneer. Ready? Warrior 70. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Ready?
They'll look to throw again. This throw caught right around the 6. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here, 1st and goal.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready, ready.
And he'll take this into the end zone. A touchdown, Jacksonville. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself for 5 yards out. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Play after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much doing on the return. Good coverage there. Going to stop him in his tracks at the 15-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Start. 19 Charger. 19 Charger. Ready.
On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Hightower. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the completion good for 7 there. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Hightower. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Mills' passing game, get them down the field. They've got another first down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You circle the Pro Bowl. Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
It's 2nd and inches at the Jaguars' 42-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now they'll shift things around. Operating from the gun. Hightower. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. No more than that. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game that will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Let's go now. Ready?
They'll look to throw now on first down. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Back to throw. Hightower. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
18 Cardinal.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big pickup of 38.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
On first down, Overton. Sharp there with his feet, gets him a little extra space, and then drop just inside the 20. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Let's go now.
Operating from the gun, Hightower. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Operating from the gun, Hightower. Now he'll tuck this and run. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 7.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
No question, that was needed by the defense because they're already trailing by a couple of scores. They had to get off the field without allowing another one. That sack on the first play, that may have derailed this drive.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
60, 18, rush.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
On the set.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready. 19, tuck.
Throw left side complete. That's Cook. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Ready. Buffalo, Panther 60, Panther 6, Mustang 19. Go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. From 19 yards away. And the Jaguars continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0.
Bills nothing. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down.
An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
While 3 completions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
Minutes to play here in quarter number 2. From the gun on third down. Hightower. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. Looking to throw. Hightower. Looking for Addison again, and he's got him again. Here's 2nd and 3. Operating from the gun. Hightower. Addison hauls it in. Catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
That's good for a Bills.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass complete to Addison. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7 at the 47-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Hightower. This is caught by Addison. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 21. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way. They could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Cougar 19, go!
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
19.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And a penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3.
Ready, 60 Eagles, 76, go!
Back to throw. Hightower. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On 4th down, Hightower. This will be caught just inside the 10. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Here's Brooks.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Jonathan Brooks.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Bills are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, this had not been the greatest of first halves to this point. They've been pretty well dominated in all phases of the game, so this was an important drive just to show they can move the football and finish. And now they're on the board here on the touchdown run.
getting the touchdown. This is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 19.
65. Let's go now. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They're going to look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
18, Pioneer.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. He's got it at the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice game. 33 yards that time.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
They'll run on 1st down. Overton. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Viking 18. 79 Broncos. Warriors 70. 68. Go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the 1st down marker. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow. That's why I never asked for help.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
Cowboy 80. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Ready.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 8 yards out. And the Jags take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Bills 7. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they're going to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Operating from the gun. Hightower. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Ready, break.
Now 2nd and 5.
Go. Bronco 80. Rattler. Check smash. Ready.
Looking to throw. Hightower. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Let's go now. Go.
Operating from the gun, Hightower, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
And he comes back with one complete. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
They're going to try and throw. He'll try to do it himself. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Here we go, set.
And they'll try to run the option here. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Inside the 10. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for the Jacksonville score. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. And they'll accept that penalty.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go now.
And here comes throw number one for the backup QB. And it's a fumble. And the Jags grab it. Now inside the 25. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for the Jacksonville score. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
42, Bills 10. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
Jaguars take over first and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Okay,
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
ready, let go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
It's a 10-yard loss.
Check the Eagles,
Brings up
check the
second
Eagles.
and 20.
They'll set up the throw. And this is Cook with the grab. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
18 Cardinals. 19 tight, 19 tight. Check. Ready,
Back to throw here.
it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up fourth down.
A 40-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Off the bootleg. Plummer. Now a run here off the RPO. Oh, a Cardinal sin there. Thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
The Jaguars take over.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Nope.
Now a handoff up the middle. Overton. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
At the 21-yard line.
Come on, set. Cougar 19. Cougar 19. Ready?
They'll keep it on the ground. Overton. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Let's go. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Michael Williams able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
First down. A gain of 15.
They go play action here on first down. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, They brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Here's a handoff. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Plummer. And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field and took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive. Missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you put something out there.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go around. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Plummer. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. On 1st down, Overton. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Overton. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Pretty sizable gain of 8 that time on the keeper, but now it's 4th down.
Cam Little on for the field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. So kind of a tough break there. No real hook or slice to that one, but he's denied by the upright.
And he basically hits it just straight as an arrow. But yeah, since he's on the hash mark to begin with, straight as an arrow isn't good enough.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Cam Little, the kickoff for the Jaguars.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Off play action. Plummer. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Hawk 70. Bronco switch.
They'll try and run here with Brooks. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Jonathan Brooks with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bills get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
The kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
They'll run on first down. Overton. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. Back to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately,
a big seam, and he might go all the way. How about this? He's to the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Jonathan Brooks saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Bills are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Ryan Fitzgerald set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. On the pass, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out on the field already making plans for the evening.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he stopped immediately there. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
From the gun, it's Hurts. To the sideline and incomplete. Up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
2nd and 3. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Here we go. Here we go.
On 3rd down, they go with Brooks. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Plummer on the throw, letting too much that time. It's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Off the play fake. Hightower. And that is incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Let's go. Ready?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
The city just made a sweep. People diabetic. They mouth get full of the seat. Let these cowards tell it. Welcome to a new
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. They'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over.